Samuel? Are you there? Please, say something. You been? I've been looking for you. You promised you wouldn't just disappear anymore. I've been looking all over for you. Ow! What's wrong with you? I don't know who you are. I don't know my own husband. You disappear every night. You only talk when it's absolutely necessary. Where is the man that I married, Samuel? I want my husband back!
What have I done? What the hell have I done? Oh no! I didn't want this! No! No! No!
Get on with it! Stick the damn fuse back in! I want to open the store!
Well, at least it'll give me a bit of light until I get the power turned back on.
The fuse! The fuse, man! Open your eyes!
That rickety pallet is blocking my view of the lower shelves. I can't see what's behind there. An old dust-encrusted fuse box. There are a lot of wires coming out of the top of it, which then run along the floor joists. Doesn't look exactly safe. Okay then. Just like everything else of Fuller's, pretty well junk. The blown fuse must be under here. Fuller's already had a go at it, but again, he couldn't sort it out. That's the main switch. It won't do anything until I put a new... I think I can swap a fuse over without needing... Let's see. A few plastic containers, bottles and boxes, light bulbs, cables, grease. Hopefully the fuses work. You never know in this place. There's just one fuse left in the box. But at least it looks unused. Three other fuses look fine, but this one's had it. Maybe I ought to take out the dead fuse first, before I put in the... This fuse is definitely... I should throw that away, otherwise I'll get mixed up. Well, that's that. Now all we need is some power. Okay, so let's have a look. Let there be light. Don't need this anymore. So let's go up. A wonderful working day awaits, full of appreciation and deep personal fulfillment. Ugh.
Finally! You make a big deal about going to college, but you're too sappy to replace a fuse. Put that board outside in front of the store. Get on with it!
The store isn't doing very well. I don't think a cheap sign is gonna change that. But what the hell? Fulla. What can you say? A good reason to have doubts about humanity? I've only been working here a few days, and I've already given up hope that he might, just once, behave like a normal human being. This is probably the most stressful holiday job that I've ever had. Holiday job in photo studio? Yeah, sure. Great stuff. Learn new things, earn some money. And the reality looks a little different. Fatter and more bald. Know what I'm saying?
Someone's really tilted.
Huh?
You've put it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
I'd like to get some portraits done. Some pretty black and white pictures. Have I come to the right place?
Oh, yeah. You're at just the right place. Black and white photography is my specialty.
Wonderful. So let's get started. My name's Angelina.
Oh, well, I'm Darren. Let's go inside.
Welcome to Fuller's photography store. What can I do for you?
I wanted to get some portraits done.
Ooh, very good. We can start right away, dear lady.
But I thought Darren would...
What? But he's just an errand boy. A pretty child like you deserves a real photographer. Here, go and pick up the post and take this letter to Mrs. Biba in the diner in the main square. I've got things to do.
Son of a... Pretty senseless driving around Maine in a convertible. But I reckon that's not what it's really about. It was expensive, and that's what counts. Looks like you can only buy tourist rip-off stuff in here. But the mail for the whole neighborhood gets dropped here too. Young woman. She looks sad. Everything okay?
No, it's not actually. Carrie died here 2 years ago. She was my best friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. How did it happen?
You're not from around here.
No, I'm from Boston. I'm spending the semester break at my mother's.
Yes. Well, Carrie committed suicide. No one knows why. Everyone loved her. She was intelligent and always happy. I think there's still a picture of her in old Fuller's display window. A young woman with dark hair and green eyes.
Yes, I know that picture. A really pretty woman.
She had so many plans. After studying, she wanted to open a kindergarten here in Bedford with her husband Jason. I just don't understand it. From one day to the next, she changed completely. Became really reclusive. She was depressed and melancholic all the time. No one could reach her anymore. Not even Jason. Even though they loved each other more than anything. Then one day, she just threw herself into the sea.
And no one knows why?
No one. Jason has never gotten over it. He couldn't help her. A few months later, he married that brainless bimbo with a convertible. He probably just felt so lonely. It's definitely got nothing to do with love.
He must have been really lonely.
Excuse me. I'd rather be alone right now.
Of course. I'm sorry. I don't want to bother her anymore. A life belt. Years ago, there were pirates around here who used to lure ships under the rocks. They used to light false beacons, and once the ships had run aground on the rocks, they'd row out and rescue the cargo.
And then I said to him, Jason, I need a new car, urgently.
Oh yeah, and then?
What can I say? It's parked right outside.
You can't be serious.
Sure, I'm being serious. A convertible. Totally cute.
Girl, you're just gonna have to show me later.
Oh yes, there's no way I'm not going to do that. And in this weather.
You lying. And what did he do?
Excuse me?
Have you got something wrong with your ears?
No, I just wanted a package.
Something wrong with your eyes then?
Huh?
Listen, I'm talking here. Can't you see that?
Yeah, I can see you as clear as day, unfortunately. But I have to collect a package for Fuller at the photo store.
There'll be no line jumping in this store. You're online, okay? Now wait until I'm ready.
Ugh, the young kids today.
Always. I'm always having a fight with them.
Bad parents, that's what it is.
So tell me, what's happening with your new car again?
A convertible. So cute. In beautiful red and all the best upholstery and
Maybe
everything.
a realtor.
Oh, you earned
Or
it.
she's a homemaker,
Oh,
first
you.
and foremost.
We'll take a little spin later.
That's Miss Rosie,
Where is it then?
the store lady.
It's parked right
She
outside the
might
shop.
not be the world's
Ooh,
greatest
then we
employee.
can go for a ride on my
and
lunch
I
break.
presume nobody's
But
ever
isn't that
quite dared
still
to
a
tell
way
her
off?
that fact.
So what is going on with Fork Truck Pete and that sister, what's-her-face?
Not the sister. That's Matt's cousin, that's who.
I thought she was...
And then I said to him, Jason, I need a new car, urgently.
Oh, yeah. And then?
What can I say? It's parked right outside.
You can't be serious.
Sure, I'm being serious. A convertible. Totally cute.
Girl, you're just gonna have to show me later.
Oh, yes, there's no way I'm not going to do that. And in this weather.
You lying. And what did he do?
Well, he just left her sitting there.
Handbills for local events.
Well, she didn't
Brand
deserve
New Year
anything better.
Bazaar.
But that's
It's a
not all.
go-go dance
You
till you
joking.
drop.
There's more?
Oh, man.
Yeah, now get this.
The other stuff's small ads. This is where the locals sell the junk they no longer
Fork
need.
Truck Pete just can't
Lawnmowers,
afford
baby
that
cribs,
kind of thing.
record players.
Hey, it's
I'll
me,
pass.
okay? And I'm telling you, she saw him herself.
But surely it doesn't look as cute as my
Every
new
possible
convertible.
kind of form.
Well, hardly.
Garbage and large
Talking
object
of which,
collection,
weren't we going to go
telephone
for a little
rerouting.
ride?
Here's a form
Yeah,
from
I'm
the
about to
Make
have
Our
my
Town
lunch break.
Prettier committee.
Ah, yeah.
My mom's on the board of that one. It seems you should send in suggestions for improvements around the town.
And what did your Jason say to that?
He doesn't know a thing
I'm not
about
interested
it
in
yet.
these forms for residents.
You go, girl.
I've got a few things going
Now don't
on
you
which
go telling anyone,
this town could
okay?
be a little more
Girl,
interesting.
of course I won't.
But I
what are
don't
you thinking
hold
of?
out much hope for
You're
success
a
for them.
darling, Rosie.
What was that story again with your new car?
An armchair. Doesn't look too uncomfortable,
Where is it
but
then?
who would want to sit down in
parked
this
right
shop with the
outside the
charming
shop.
Rosie?
Ooh, then we
I
can
am
go for a
definitely
ride
not
on my
gonna
lunch
sit in
break.
that.
But isn't that
An
still
old
a way
ship's
off?
wheel.
So what
It's
is going
supposed
on
to
with
endow
Fork
a
Truck
certain
Pete and that
maritime
sister,
charm,
what's her
I
face?
guess.
Not the sister.
I reckon that
That's
the local
Matt's cousin,
tourist
that's
board
who.
is missing something
I
of a
thought she
hook for
was-
this place. I mean, what is there here that's a bit special?
And
There
then
must be
I said
dozens
to him,
of places
Jason,
like this one
I
along the
need
coast.
a new car, urgently.
Oh yeah, and then?
What can I say?
Coffee
It's
mugs,
parked right
little
outside.
lighthouses,
You can't be
badges,
serious.
mini life belts
Sure,
with
I'm
Bidaford
being
stamped on them.
serious. A convertible.
Plastic house numbers,
Totally cute.
porcelain lobsters,
Girl, you're just
plastic
gonna have
lobsters,
to show me later.
wooden
Oh
lobsters.
yes, there's no
metal
way
lobsters.
I'm not going to do
What
that.
more could the tourist heart yearn for? I think I'd rather my
And
hand
in
fell
this
off
weather.
before I took any of
You
those.
lying. And what did he do?
Well, he just left her sitting there.
Ha! Well, she
Those
didn't
are
deserve
banners and
anything
flags.
better.
But that's
Some
not
very
all.
stylish.
You joking.
Some completely
There's more?
not.
Yeah, now
I reckon the
get
big
this.
ones must be for yachts. The Maine state flag always looks more like a beer company
Fork
logo
Truck
to me.
Pete just can't afford
At
that
least they've got
kind
an
of
elk
thing.
and a tree in there.
Hey, it's me, okay?
That's
And I'm telling
nice.
you. She saw him herself.
But surely it doesn't look as cute
A
as my new
stand
convertible.
displaying a million
Well,
travel
hardly.
guides.
Talking
New
of
England,
which, weren't
Quebec,
we going to go for a little
England
ride?
and Wales, Holland,
Yeah,
the
I'm about
national
to have
parks
my
of the
lunch break.
USA,
Ah,
Tuscany,
yeah.
Hong Kong, etc., etc.
And what did your Jason say to
A
that?
stand
He
displaying a
doesn't know
million
a thing
travel
about
guides.
it yet.
You go, girl.
Now don't you go telling anyone, okay?
Girl, of course I won't.
There's a
what
few
are you thinking
papers
of?
here.
You're a
Some
darling,
sort of
Rosie.
forms and
What was that
pad
story
of blank
again with your new
collection
car?
notes. There's a few papers here. Some
Where is it then?
It's parked right outside the shop. And then I said to him,
my
Jason,
SLR
I need
camera,
a new car,
fitted with
urgently.
a flash too.
Oh,
I never
yeah.
leave home
And
without
then?
it.
What can I say? It's
letter
parked
from Fuller.
right outside.
I'm supposed to give
can't
it to
be
Mrs.
serious.
Biba in the diner.
Sure,
She
I'm
works
being
behind
serious.
the counter there.
A convertible.
A collection note
totally
for a
cute.
package. There's a
Girl,
little shop down
you're
on
just
the
gonna
harbor,
have
which
to
is a
show me
collection
later.
point for all the parcel
Oh
mail
yes,
around here.
there's no way
If
I'm
I hand
not
in the
going
note
to do
there,
that.
I'll be able to pick up Fuller's delivery.
And
A flat metal bar. It's broken away from the railings. A flat metal bar. It's broken away from the railings. It's pretty heavy. The windows look like they're polished twice a day. Apart from that, nothing much else to notice. Back there is where the harbor ends and the natural shoreline begins. Just miles and miles dotted with lone houses. Often guest houses and hotels with views over the ocean. Back there is where the harbor ends and the natural shoreline begins. Just miles and miles. A metal bar from the harbor promenade. In pretty good condition. That car belongs to the world record talking lady from the shop. That could be useful. It's quite ugly enough, thanks. Biddeford isn't really a port, but there are plenty of boats here. Mostly sailboats. People sail out to go fishing or whatever. I'd rather keep solid ground under my feet. Most of the pictures here in the window weren't taken by Fuller. In some moment of blinding inspiration, he must have decided to get some proper photographers to promote his business. Of course, they have no idea just how lucky they've been. Portraits, group pictures, wedding photography, and landscapes. And all of them totally unimaginative. Just as things should be. Ah, yes, and the picture of Carrie. She really was pretty, but it's kind of spooky somehow, being smiled at by a dead person. New England Photo Service. I reckon a person has to be pretty damn desperate to have their pictures taken at Fuller's place. But he's the only photographer in town, and there are plenty of tourists here. Presumably he does most of his business with them. I can't explain it any other way, just how he keeps his head above water. ancient, rickety tool shed. This is where Fuller keeps the junk that he doesn't just throw somewhere in the yard. So, not much. There's also a reel of fishing line. A reel of fishing line. There seems to be a little still on it. Only the line, I'm afraid. No hook. Fuller hung out the laundry yesterday, for him and his mother. I just found it somewhat surprising that a fat ass like him does the laundry for his mother. Alarming, even. The man is way past 40 and gets bossed around by his mother. A length of tow rope, a bit more than 2 yards long and in great condition. Ropes are always good. If somebody told me the old fat pig dumped poisonous waste, then I'd completely believe it. I don't understand why Fuller doesn't just get this stuff picked up. What does he want to keep it for? A completely rusted bucket with big holes in the bottom of it. The handle's busted off. I'm gonna leave the bucket there. There really isn't much more I can do with it. That's the cage for Fuller's mother's dog. But the dog is usually in the house. At least, I've never seen it here in the cage. The water bowl is completely dry. Perhaps I can still use it. I can only see into Fuller's office through the window. Sadly, I can't watch the photo shoot. I can only see into Fuller's office through the window's barred. The bars seem pretty strong and are bricked into the wall. The window's barred. The bars seem pretty strong and are bricked into the wall. A solid iron grill. It's across the light shaft that leads up from the basement. The grill is very heavy and rusted into the concrete. It's gonna take a lot of force to open it. Why should I do that to myself? Either out front or in the back. Fuller's gonna go nuts if I haven't done his jobs for him. The window is open, presumably to let in some fresh air. Or maybe it just doesn't close properly. Who knows? Jebediah Bitterfoot or something like that, I guess. Honestly, I've got no idea who that is. The city's founder, a mayor, a benefactor, what do I know? What a flashy thing that is. Probably some tourist's cool ride. Europeans in particular confuse New England with California and think they should be driving around in convertibles, Mustangs. Biber's Diner. Best diner in town. Of course, it's the only diner in town. But to be fair, the food really isn't that bad. It's no Johnny Rockets, but it ain't far off. Most of the year, an open-top car is a bad idea around here. With that kind of weather, Biddeford should make the raincoat a national uniform. I haven't seen such an old bubblegum machine for years. It belongs to the diner. They do that whole nostalgia thing in there too. Old things. How nice. That's stinking garbage, and I have no particular interest in it. Ugh, not a particularly pleasant smell. It's a trash can from the diner. There'll be plenty of leftovers in there. A red, white, and blue string of lights. God bless America. Burgers, fries, and drinks. What more could you need? A red, white, and blue string of lights. The diner's run by Mr. and Mrs. Bible. It's not a bad joint. It's done up like a 1950s diner. Yeah, well, at least how we imagine the 50s were.
Yeah, just down the street.
Thanks a lot.
Some people. That's Mrs. Biber, I think. As far as I can understand it, she runs this place with her husband. Excuse me.
I'll be right there. What can I get you, my boy?
Actually, I'm here to give you something. It's from Fuller in the photo store.
Psst. Hey, come over here. I can guess what this is about. The dirty old swine. I should have known. Vermin ain't so easy to get rid of. Tell him
You better tell him yourself, whatever it is.
Claire! You gonna talk all day? The customers are waiting!
Get out of here and tell your boss he can go to hell.
Jeez. What the hell was that all about then? She sure didn't seem to be a fan of Fuller's. I got that much. And the guy in the kitchen, he sure wasn't supposed to see that she had mail. She's really pissed at Fuller. And seemingly at me, too. I guess I ought to leave her in peace. A man in a white lab coat. In his 40s, I'd say. Could be a doctor. A man in a white lab coat. What would a 50s bar be without a jukebox? The world's just wonderful, and aren't we all so very happy type music? Just isn't my thing. If there was maybe a Pearl Jam track on it, then I'd give it a play. But Buddy Holly doesn't quite do it for me. A big, ugly plastic lobster. Not particularly appetizing. The moose is the emblem of Maine. But the lobster's a close second. I'll take some bread. Mrs. Biber won't mind. Ketchup, mustard, mayo, salt, pepper, syrup, sugar, and a bottle of vinegar. There's not much left. I don't think any of them miss it. There's everything you'd expect from a diner. From breakfast and lunch, to coffee and cake, right up to dinner. The specialty is, of course, lobster, like everywhere around here. I have to admit, they are pretty tasty. They got 2 or 3 people working in the kitchen. One of them's Mr. Biber. Mrs. Biber works out here on her own. Looks like she really works her butt off.
Psst, Mrs. Biber.
Yes, what can I get you?
Can you tell me anything about Carrie? Is she supposed to have killed herself?
Yeah, Carrie. She was a really sweet girl. Always ready to help, always friendly. She wanted to open a kindergarten here. There's not much in the way of childcare around here. Parents have to take their kids for miles to find a place. She was such a lovely girl. She still had her whole life in front of her.
I saw a photo of her in Fuller's shop window. She was really pretty.
If I'd only known. Poor thing.
How do you mean?
It's not important. Too late anyway.
I'm only the messenger. I've got no idea what's going on here. I can't stand Fuller either, but
But you still work for him, don't you? Making some nice dough. Problem is, it's not his money. It's... Oh, forget it.
they're supposed to represent something like portholes. In reality, they're glazed display cabinets. The rear panels of the display cabinets are painted blue. They both have underwater scenes with plastic fishes and lobsters on them.
Hello? Young man! You're Darren Michaels, aren't you?
Yes, and you are?
Oh, excuse me. My name is Newhouse. I'm a doctor at the health center.
At the health center? You mean at the hospital out there?
Well, yes. We call it the Biddeford Health Center. We aren't just a hospital. We have yoga courses and cookery courses and...
And what do you want from me?
Yes. I know your mother, Darren. We had a date here this morning, to be more precise. Me and her. We wanted to hang up some pictures your mother painted in the health center.
Yes, and...
She's not there. She's normally always... She's always punctual, isn't she? This kind of thing never happens.
Look, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'll give her a call, okay? As soon as I'm back in the store. Maybe she's forgotten about your little meeting, Doc.
If you say so, but actually...
I gotta go. I'll call Mom later and tell her that you're waiting for her in the health center. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
How nice. That's... I find a lot of the buildings here in the center really big and swanky for such a small town. Especially the town hall. The city must have had money in the past. Perhaps on the back of successful whale hunting. Or maybe they did what we did in Boston in the 19th century. Made money out of selling ice. New England ice was shipped all over the world before we had refrigerators. A coin-op telephone. It says out of order. If I was needing some small change, then I might take a closer look at it. But not right now. The handle from a rusted bucket. Compared to the bucket, the handle still looks really sound. A bottle of vinegar from the diner. There's only 2 fingers of the stuff left in it, and it's sticky on the outside. The label's already half off it. A tow rope from out of Fuller's backyard. It looks like it would easily hold a ton of weight. Great idea. Now I just need some salt, pepper, and oil, and then I can make a dressing. Dog biscuit flavor. No. That car belongs to the world record.
Convertible!
Hello, is it something like my turn now? Please, don't let me rush you.
What do you want?
I'm supposed to collect something for Fuller. From the photo studio?
Collection note? This is the one, right here. Have you still got another note? There's another package for Fuller here.
Afraid not. Can I take it anyway?
I might turn a blind eye for nice customers.
So you're not gonna give it to me then?
Hell no!
I would imagine that the enchanting Rosie might possibly have some objection to my palming a blank collection note. The clock must be busted. At least it'll be right twice a day. Hey, Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
Is there maybe a package for me there, Darren Michaels? She's gone to look for my package.
Nope, nothing there.
Hey, Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
Hey, Rosie. Did you know Carrie, Jason's first wife?
Of course I knew her. I know everyone in Biddeford. At the end of the day, this is the only post office.
And what was she like?
What's that got to do with you?
I just wanted to chat a little.
Well, we never spoke too much. She was always so quiet. No comparison with Juliet. At least with her, you can have a decent conversation. Jason's so lucky he got her now. That really wasn't a life for a guy like Jason. With someone like that dragging him down, now, at least he's got a life.
Ah, so lucky.
Just between you and me, one shouldn't speak ill of the dead. But that Carrie, she was always a little strange.
Uh-huh. What brings someone like her, or maybe even you, here to Biddeford?
Someone like me. You mean a fat woman in a state full of fitness freaks. You're one charming kind of guy, aren't you?
No. I meant, why would someone as unfriendly as you work in a town tourist shop of all places?
Well, you ain't exactly a picture of politeness yourself.
But I don't work in a tourist shop either.
Okay, look. I grew up in New Jersey. My father didn't think the neighborhood was good for me or my brothers and sisters. So he got himself a job in a paper mill and dragged us all up here. Satisfied with that?
And you just weren't able to get yourself a job in construction or driving a truck?
Look, you shouldn't go trying to take on someone like me. You're punching way above your weight, son.
Huh, I can't deny that. You know the Bibas?
From the diner? Sure I do.
What can you tell me about them?
I don't gossip, but her marriage ain't exactly the best.
Really?
Yeah, she's but him, he's an asshole. Been boozing for 2 or 3 years and is a bit free with his fists.
Why doesn't she leave him then?
Huh, no idea. She's real dependent on him. The diner belongs to the both of them. And besides, where would she go? Nobody would take her.
There's a really pretty young lady I've seen walking around here. Do you know her?
You had a real good look at her, didn't you?
Do you know her?
Well, I wouldn't say no. She came in here and asked about a photo studio, so I sent her up to Fuller's. She interrupted a conversation I was having with a friend. Can you believe that?
Ha! No way! I don't believe it. Thanks.
Yeah.
He's sick. That disgusting pig.
What's going on?
Your lovely boss. Does he always try to grope his customers?
No, only the women.
That's not funny.
No, of course not. What can I say? Fuller's an asshole.
Well, he's never going to see me again. Would you bring the photos to me?
Of course. My pleasure.
Thanks, Dad. That's really nice of you. I'm staying at the Wild Coast.
No problem. You'll have them this afternoon.
Thanks, my hero. See you later.
Huh. That's the guy from the diner. Is he following Angelina?
Hey, you're gonna gawk her ass right off. Whatever the bitch said, it's all a dirty pack of lies.
Sure.
Back to work. Hey, you got the package?
Yep.
Well then, give it to me.
How'd the photo shoot go?
Ah, shut up.
I only mean the young lady who...
That alley cat's gone, okay? No little goodbye kissy for little Darren. So now, get to work. The shelves here could use with a dusting and the gutter's leaky. And you still gotta take my mama's dogs for a walk. Go back to the post office again and ask if the new photo paper's already arrived. The mailman still hasn't brought a collection note. And the store could also do with a good sweeping.
He's cranky. I guess Angelina did a number on his ego. Nice job. Okay then, but before I start with all that stuff, I'd better give Mom a quick call and remind her she was gonna take the pictures to the hospital. And somehow I've got to get a hold of the film so I can make some prints of Angelina's pictures without Fuller catching me doing it. On my first day, my friendly boss made it very clear to me that he kept an exact account of the amount of money in the till. A little hint that I shouldn't consider ripping them off. That's a light box for looking at slides and negatives. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The package I picked up was jingling a bit. I hope there was nothing broken inside. What was in it?
It's of damn all concern to you.
The store's not doing too well, is it?
What's that got to do with you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. It's no doubt because of the vast competition here in Biddeford that nothing's going on here. I mean, what else could it be?
This is the only photo studio here.
That's what I thought. Mrs. Biber was... Yeah, well, she didn't seem to be very pleased to get your letter.
So? Did you read the letter?
No. But she seemed to know what it was about.
I bet. It was a bill. Who's pleased at getting a bill?
Do you remember Carrie?
Which Carrie?
She was a customer of yours. Committed suicide almost 2 years ago. Dark hair, green eyes.
Why should I remember her? Do you think I remember every face that walks in this joint?
Yeah, well, there's a photo of her in the window.
So? What's it to you anyway? Do your work or I'll kick your ass.
Huh. Fuller. I've only been... This is probably... And the reality? Excuse me.
What do you want?
Should I go and develop the pictures from the shoot earlier?
You should do what I tell you to do.
But I could do them now, and then you don't need to later.
You do your job, I'll look after the photos.
I have to get hold of the pictures somehow. They must still be in the camera. Freedom awaits back there. Well, in as much as you might call it. These photo mounts are made of a kind of pressed card. You can stick photos into them to make them easier to hang. The drawback is that they can get easily dusty. I don't need any of them. It's rare that I even hang any of my pictures. No wonder Fuller needs some distraction. You don't even get 5 customers a day in here. Yesterday, when I was tidying up the sales room, there were all these stupid afternoon talk shows on. It almost made me go crazy. Fuller's camera. The film with Angelina's photos on it is definitely still in it. But I haven't a clue how I'm gonna get the film out of it without Fuller noticing. I'll just have to try later. You know, that idiot's kit really isn't too bad. It's pretty expensive. The lights look brand new. He's definitely not had them for long. Perhaps the store used to do better before, and he had some savings. Or maybe he bought the new lights on credit. The store couldn't have paid for them, that's for sure. The postcards all show scenes from New England. They're the regular cards you see everywhere around here. Who should I send a card to? My fellow white bread students who I hardly know? Or my mom, who lives a couple of houses away. Many of the things here are overpriced, but that's obvious. There's only one photo store in town. He takes advantage of that. Simple reflex cameras for private use. Nothing special. An old, rather battered locker. Water and all sorts of other liquids have splashed on its door and left their mark. A completely normal waste bin. I'll make a note of that in case I want to throw anything away. A completely normal waste bin. A completely normal waste. A small bottle of photographic fixer. There's not a lot left in there, but it ought to do for one more use, I think. That's a photo enlarger. You put the developed film in the top and then lay a sheet of photo paper on the table below. The picture is projected onto the sheet and so exposes the paper at the same time. The undeveloped film is placed in this container. Then the developer fluid is added, and after a short while, the film is developed. I'd better leave it here. I can't do much with it outside the darkroom anyway. A flat dish about A3 size. If you're making photo prints in it, you have to have diluted developer in it. A flat dish about A3 size. A bottle of distilled water. I'll take that with me. Cheapo old-time cuckoo clock. A testament to Fuller's fine taste for stylish interior decoration. Hey, there's a small opening. I could easily fit my finger in there. Let's see. It seems to be a mechanism to wind it up. Behind it is a little button. I think Fuller took his mother on a world tour a few years back. Might be a kind of souvenir. A very old-fashioned safe. There's a logo on it. M.T. Schultz, Pittsburgh. Looks at least 100 years old. I find it hard to believe that Fuller hides anything of worth in there. He's more the paranoid type that wants to protect his telephone bill from prying eyes. It's locked. But I've seen how they open these things in those old classic gangster movies. This thing's not called a safe for nothing. A very old-fashioned safe. I find it hard to believe. The fatso lives on coffee and burritos. That ought to make for an early death. Fuller ate a microwave burrito with, chili chocolate turkey filling yesterday. I didn't even know that kind of thing exists. But it does. Nothing in the whole damn world would make me want to open this door. You've just got to have a look around here to get the impression of what it looks like in there. No. A used up, chewed up ballpoint pen. He definitely doesn't need it anymore. And if he does, well, even better. Should I go through Fuller's garbage? Well, that would mean going through the whole house. I don't think so. Huh. Seems like she's on the phone.
What the hell are you doing using my phone? While you're on the clock? I'm gonna take it out of your...
Yeah, whatever. Look, I just wanted to call my mother, but it was busy. It's not gonna make you go bust.
That broad spends the whole day on the phone, right? She already called up once while I was shooting that sweet. Some drivel about Adrian in a mirror. I hung up. I got better things to do than listen to that kind of crap.
My mother called, and you didn't tell me?
The old lady's not all there in the head anymore, huh? Where you going? You're not on your own time yet.
Mom? Mom! Mom! Her heart's beating. She's alive. Okay, think, Darren. I need an ambulance. Emergency? Yes. My name is Darren Michaels. I've just found my mother. She's unconscious.
Take it to the hospital, but take it real easy. I'll be following in my car in a minute.
How does it look?
Difficult to say, Dan. She must have stumbled, and now she's got a serious head injury. Exactly how bad it is, we can only find that out in the hospital.
But how can she fall so badly that she...
It's not the time for that now. Was your mother taking any kind of medication?
I don't know. She always has a load of painkillers for her back. No idea.
Please, collect anything that looks like medication and bring it back to me in the hospital. What about allergies?
Not that I know about.
That's not good enough. Could you find out the family doctor's number? Perhaps get a hold of her medical records.
Yeah, I'll go look. I'll see you in the hospital.
Very good. Oh, yeah. And we need your mother's insurance card.
That too? Okay, please, can you hurry? Oh man. Medication, insurance card, med history. I better hurry. No, I haven't got the number from Mom's old family doctor. I can't even remember his name, to be honest. Dr. Weck, Mick, something. If I read his name, then it'll come straight back to me. Mom watched whales with this telescope. This is a whale region. The whales swim past here twice a year on the route between Mexico and Canada. A nice one. Quite classical. And it looks quite expensive for Mom's taste. You can swivel the telescope on the tripod. And hey, there's a compass attached to the top to show the direction you're looking. A nice one. Quite classical. And it looks quite expensive for Mom's... Mom's handbag. All her papers must be in there. All right, I found the insurance card. there's nothing else of interest in there, and I can earn my own money. My mother's insurance card. The hospital wants it, because it's not enough just being sick. My mother's insurance card. That's Mom's medicine dispenser. There's a box for every day of the week. She always used to joke about it. She said that because of her back, she consumed more pills a day than a whole old folks' home. But she never took as much as she was actually prescribed. She always maintained that she'd just forgotten to. The old home doctor then gave her the dispenser at some point. I always found it rather stupid not to take your medicine, preferring to suffer in agony. That's gotta be most of the medication, but maybe she's got more somewhere else. I should check. It looks like Mom was having a cup of tea while reading, before she fell over. The cup is still half full. Why did she stand up and go over there? Maybe the phone rang? Maybe she got some bad news and fainted. That doesn't seem like her at all. My mother keeps her pots and pans and that kind of stuff in these cupboards. A few pots, a shallow bowl, plates, a tray. I'll take the bowl. That's where Mom indulged herself. We had an ancient wood-burning stove at home that she used to cook on. She always said it reminded her of her time as a cook back in England. If I switch the stove on, then it's definitely not going to do the empty kettle much good. Mom would never forgive me. Being a cook, she was always very fussy about those things. That's where Mom indulged herself. Oh my god, there really is running water here. I never would have thought it. The kettle's full. The water will start to boil and steam, as I'm not much of it. There are pictures of me and Mom in the cabinet. I can't see any pictures of my father here. Mom hasn't got many of him. I guess the memory of his death is too painful for her. When I was a child, I always wanted to know who my father was. Mom told me about him and finally showed me some pictures. That was the only time I've ever seen pictures of him. Mom's bathroom. Like her old place, nothing special. We weren't poor, but my mother was always modest. And by the looks of it, so is this place. An old lighthouse. Underneath's a sign with Willow Creek written on it. Perhaps it's from the place in England where she lived. She first came to the US in her early 30s, after the accident. some medicines. Boxes, little bottles, tubes. I'll take it all with me. I think that's it. I found all the medication. This cupboard's also from our old flat in Boston. A simple but practical wall cupboard. Immaculately looked after, of course. That has to be all my mom's medication. Using this weekly pill dispenser, the doctors can be sure of the dosage. I had a shower here this morning, and Mom laid on a huge breakfast. I ate some of it, for her sake. Huh. Back at uni, I usually don't eat anything in the morning. I had a shower here this morning. I ate some of it. I had a shower. I ate some of it. A bedside table lamp with a paper shade and a ceramic base. Cream colored. Nothing else there. I think the furniture's still from her time in England. Quite old-fashioned, but stylish somehow. What do we got here? Handkerchiefs, a glasses case, an art magazine, a few Valerian draggies. Nothing I could use. My mother's address book. I ought to find her doctor's number in there. Let's see. It won't open. It's got a leather strap running from the back to the front cover, and there's a lock on it too. I need a key. Mom likes thrillers and horror stories. Mainly old stuff. Edgar Allan Poe and the like. Perhaps it has something to do with her time in England. She's often told me that she worked in a castle. That could well have come straight out of one of these books. A plant on the windowsill. No idea what kind it is. A plant on the windowsill. Looks like there's something under the flower pot. It's a little brass key. We've already just had a few days of warm, sunny weather back to back. It's supposed to get worse tomorrow. A small gold-colored key. Yes, and that's got the address book open. Now then, what was that doctor called? Dr. Wakefield, that's him. And here's his number. I just hope he's still got my mother's old medical records. It's a beautiful lamp. Pity it doesn't work. Perhaps the bulb's gone. My mother's old bureau. That's where she keeps her letters and financial papers and such. I don't fancy poking around in there just now. My mother's old bureau. That's where she keeps her letters and financial papers and such. I don't fancy poking around in there just now. When I was a kid, we used to always argue about how long I was allowed to watch TV. I used to be able to sit in front of that thing for hours. Now you couldn't get wild horses to drag me in front of one. I can count myself lucky the damn thing didn't completely frazzle my brain. Mom's into music. That's one thing we have in common, though our tastes are a little diverse. Mom's Beethoven doesn't mix that well with Nirvana or Pearl Jam. Mom's into music. Mom's into music. Hopefully the number's still okay. Dr. Wakefield, 555.
Dr. Wakefield's practice?
My name's Darren Michaels. I have to speak to the doctor. It's an emergency.
One moment, please.
Dr. Wakefield speaking.
Hello, Dr. Wakefield. This is Darren Michaels.
Darren, is there something wrong with your mother? Mandy said.
Yes, she's been taken to the hospital. She's fallen over and taken a knock to the head. She's not responsive.
My God.
The hospital needs her medical history. Do you still have it?
Yes, we must still have it here.
Can you fax it over to the hospital?
Yes, of course. Hopefully nothing's happened to her back.
Wouldn't the support corset protect her?
Not necessarily. The corset supports her spine when she's standing up or sitting. But her back has been so badly affected since the accident that a fall can have repercussions.
I don't think I want to know. I'll just go down to the hospital and find out there.
Do that. I'll have the records sent to Biddeford. I hope your mother gets well soon.
Yeah, me too.
Give her my best wishes as soon as she's awake.
I'll do that. See you later, Doc. Well, that's done. Dr. Wakefield has always cared well for Mom. With that back of hers, she could barely stand, sit, or lie down without causing her pain. And then she has the burns as well. And now this. I'll just get dressed and then go straight to the hospital. I hope she's all right. Hello, I'd like to see my mom, Rebecca Michaels.
One moment. Your mother is still being examined. Have you got the medication with you?
Yes, here. Oh, and I've also got the insurance stuff. When can I...
Thank you. I will tell Dr. Newhouse. Please take a seat for a moment. I will let you know when you can go in and see your mother. Excuse me, Mr. Michaels?
Yes?
There is a problem with your mother's insurance card. It looks like she didn't make the last payment.
I don't know anything about that, and I really don't give a damn.
Obviously, it's a little unpleasant, but the insurance...
Look, I don't give a damn about the insurance. What's happening with my mom? How long is this thing gonna take?
I'm sure you'll be able to see her soon. But if we can't clear up this thing with the insurance, then we've got a problem here. You'll have to... Okay, Doctor. You can see your mother now. The room at the end on the right. Mr. Michaels? I can't help it if your mother hasn't paid, or if the bank hasn't made the transfer, or if the medical insurance won't cover the treatment. Here, take the card with you and sort it out. In the end, your mother will be back on her feet, but she won't have a roof over her head anymore.
Thanks. How is she?
Not good, I'm afraid. The wounds to her head are quite severe. She must have fallen against the table with all her weight behind her.
Is she going to...
One should never give up hope. But your mother's in a coma, Darren. I'm sorry, but it's rather uncommon for someone to wake from a deep coma. Perhaps if she'd been discovered earlier, and there wouldn't have been so much bleeding in her skull.
You're saying that if I'd gone to her straight after our talk, then she wouldn't be here now, lying in a coma?
But my boy, you couldn't possibly have known.
Yeah, how could I have known? Fuller.
Sorry?
Fuller! She phoned the photo store. She wanted to speak to me, and Fuller just hung up on her.
Wait, no, that's completely...
She was conscious and wanted help, but Fuller...
Darren, get a grip. It was an accident. No one's to blame, and you should just...
Just what? Simply sit here at the bedside and hope that she gets better? I can't barely believe that.
Darren! You must...
Thanks for your help.
We'll look after your mother round the clock, Darren. You're welcome to stay here. I'll pop in again later.
I'm not gonna stay here. I still have things to sort out. That fat bastard's gonna pay for this. It seems to... She looks so weak. My mom always had a fighting spirit, and all this just because she tripped. Probably rushing around again, doing someone or other a favor. And then that stupid cupboard. Oh, and Fuller. If he even... I'm gonna squeeze him dry for this.
Mira, don't go through the mirror.
Mom, are you awake? Did I just imagine that? No, I couldn't have. My wrist still hurts. She must have been terribly afraid of something. But what did she mean? It seems to... And all this just because she and Fuller. A set of scales. Maybe for overweight patients? They certainly look a bit more solid than the ones you have in your bathroom at home. There's a stethoscope. Presumably someone from the clinic forgot it when washing their hands. Doc Newhouse has definitely still got his. I'll take it with me. They ought to be able to rustle up another one here. Typical hospital chic. There's a little medicine bottle lying here. Perhaps it belonged to the patient who was here before my mother. Laxativa. A powerful laxative. Sounds useful. The monitor shows my mother's vital signs. Pulse, breathing, etc. No idea if the values are positive. The monitor shows my mother. The monitor shows me a laxative. That doesn't belong to my mom. Maybe it's from the I guess I should have pecked. It seems to null and fuller. A set of scales.
No, I can't tell you that. You can talk to her son if you like. He's just... There he is.
Hey! Hey! You! What the hell? A nurse, and perhaps an administrator as well. They could well be one and the same nowadays. The way things look, it seems that healing the patients is a kind of secondary activity. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels. What can I do for you?
This Dr. Newhouse, what's he like?
Oh, he's very charming. A really nice guy. He isn't from around here. He came to Biddeford a couple of years back. But he's really settled and got on well, and...
Yeah, nice story. I wanted to know if he was a competent doctor.
Oh yes, of course. He used to run a huge hospital in Atlanta. He's apparently rather overqualified to be working in a little place like Biddeford. But I think he enjoys the small town life. Your mother is in good hands.
What did that guy want?
He was asking about your mother.
What did he want to know?
He wanted to know if
she made it?
Yes. But I told him we're not allowed to give out patient information. He ought to speak to you.
I don't know the guy, but he's gone out of his way to avoid me twice already. You know who he is?
I'm sorry, no. But he's got an accent. I think he's British. But with something else, too.
Listen, I don't want that guy anywhere near my mother. You understand?
Of course.
Are you from around here?
You could say that. I grew up here.
Then you surely must be able to tell me some exciting stories about the place.
Well, not really all that much happens here. You know, a young woman killed herself a couple of years back. She jumped into the ocean, and they had to call in extra divers to help search for her. They didn't save her, though. They never even found the body. But apart from that, there's never really much happening here.
You mean Carrie? Did you know her?
Yes, we used to go to aerobics together.
Any idea why she killed herself?
We'd all like to know the answer to that one. She was always so happy. We used to have lots of laughs together. But then, she changed. She also stopped coming to the sports events, and I lost touch with her. I had no idea she was having such a hard time with herself.
Thanks for the info. What do you think? You reckon my mom's gonna be okay?
Oh, you never can know. But for sure, there are people who come out of comas after much worse accidents than your mother's.
And folks who die from much less serious accidents.
You mustn't give up hope. Pray for your mother.
Statistically speaking, that has no effect whatsoever. Will save my time. About all this insurance garbage.
Best to have a look through your mother's bank transfers. If she's transferred the money, then it's up to the bank and the insurance company to slug it out between themselves. You can simply drop it by with the certificate if you like. Then I'll see to it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. My mother's insurance card. Thanks very much for the information.
No problem.
few glossies and a health magazine. Oh well. I'll take the fashion magazine here. Oh, and the auto magazine. I don't want to just sit here and wait for some news. I can drop by at any time and ask how she's doing. There's no choice. I can't believe I've got to scrabble around in my mother's private things so the damn insurance company doesn't let her die. I mean, what are they gonna do if I can't find any proof that my mother transferred that money? Throw her out of the door in her bed? Alright, come on, Darren. This puzzle's more... packet of cigarettes. Is Mom a secret smoker? Oh, there's just playing cards in it. I'd have been surprised. Pencils. Run-of-the-mill pencils. I'll leave that here. You always need a sharpener for pencils, and I can't see any here. Huh. A little wooden box. I've never seen it before. Ah, there's Mom's transfer book. That's what I was looking for. I'll take both. I don't think I'll find anything interesting. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels. What can I do for you?
About all this insurance garbage.
Best to have a look through your mother's bank transfers. If she's transferred them, you can simply drop it by.
Thanks very much for the information.
No problem.
I don't know about all this kind of stuff. Let's see. I reckon that these are my mom's account transactions. This is the rent, and here's 18 bucks, 45 to the phone company. Aha, and here's the transfer to the insurance company. That's from last month, so she has paid. Those guys need to kick up the butt. What's this? A letter? Dear Rebecca, I have received your letter and am pleased that you're well. Of course, I will furthermore send you the full amount. Your suggestion is well intended, and I wouldn't have expected anything else from you. But there's absolutely no question about your receiving any less, even if he has now left home. You have done a wonderful job, and it's now time that you did something for yourself. Enjoy your life in Maine. With love, C. Strange. The full amount. Even if he's out of the house now? What's that all about? Here's my mom receiving a fat payment from... a $1,500 transfer from a bank in England. BCW Bank, Willow Creek Branch. Willow Creek? That name's familiar. Mom used to live in England, but was it in this Willow Creek? And who is this C character? And why is he sending her money? Here it is again. And there! She seems to get the same amount every month. Seems to be practically her only source of income. I don't get it. She always told me she got a monthly injury compensation payment from insurance of the guy who caused the crash, which also killed my father. I definitely wasn't supposed to see that. Suppose it didn't really matter to me either. It's just that... it's just not like my mother to keep secrets from me. I'll ask her why she's lied to me as soon as she gets better. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels.
I have my mother's bank transfers here. She's already paid for the damn insurance.
I was thinking the same thing myself. You know, the insurance company has made a boo-boo. Can I have them? Don't worry, I'll get on it.
So that will be the end of it then?
Yes, I'll clear it all up with them.
Good. Two magazines. well thumbed through and a few months old. Hardly any text, plenty of pictures. Just the way those sucker celeb mag readers like it. There seems to be dozens of cameras in this building. Perhaps they should film the screens, just to make sure everything's being filmed. At least there aren't any cameras in the patient's rooms, or in the restroom. We'll have to wait until the year 2000 for that. A soda machine. Chucks out various kinds. I'm standing here in front of my mother, who's lying in a coma, and all I can think of is her lying to me about her accident. Just what kind of a person am I? A gray door with a frosted glass window. The sign over there says pathology. I had a shower here this. I ate some of it. I ate some of it. I don't have to call right now. Whoa, that can't be right. It's the guy from the hospital with Fuller. Who is that guy? And what's he got to do with Fuller? I ought to listen in. I can still get Fuller a talking to afterwards. Thing from here. They're way too far off. Damn! Door is locked. There's a little hook that's keeping the door locked. I've got to reach it somehow. Not exactly a fishing rod, but maybe I can catch something else with it. That should work. I've just got to be really quiet. If the handle hits against the door, they're both sure to hear it. Done it. And they didn't notice anything. The door is open again. I can go in. I just hope it doesn't squeak.
Yeah, That might have been it. I wrote down the surname as well. For another $10, I might even remember where I put the note.
Not necessary. I know her surname. And your assistant, what about him?
What assistant? Oh, you mean Darren? That's my errand boy. He works here in the semester holidays.
A good errand boy is worth a lot. What do you know about him?
Why are you interested in him? You want to poach him from me? No problemo. For $100, I'll even write his notice straight away. What the hell? We'll say 50.
Not interested. Do you know him well?
What's with all the questions? His mother came in and asked if he could work here for a few weeks. He's a pussy! One of the eternally afflicted. Ugh, I feel so bad and the world is so unfair and it all makes no sense. Boo-hoo.
So you don't know him?
And I've got no it...
That was close. They're both heading for the exit and I'm none the wiser. Who is this guy following then? Me? Or Angelina? And why? I'm gonna ask Angelina about the man. She's British and that guy's got a British accent. You never know, perhaps she knows him. But first I've got unfinished business with Fuller. Hey, where's the big jellyfish? Huh. Looks like Fuller's taking the film out of the camera. But I wanted to give that fat bastard a piece of my mind first. Where the hell is he? Basically, it's just a powerful lamp with a lens in front. The picture frames could do with being a little more... It works. Works. I'm not interested in the cash deal. Those are Fuller's dirty shoes for outside. In here, he wears other dirty shoes. Nothing stands out. Perhaps this little angular hole on the clock face. Is that how you wind it up? What have we got here? The US, Hawaii, something illegible, and Europe. Fuller smeared half of it with his filthy paws. What have we got here? The US, Hawaii... A greasy map of the world. My World Tour is written next to it. A few places are marked. The USA around Utah, Arizona. Then over to Hawaii. Afterwards comes North Africa, possibly Egypt. Then China, and then Europe. Looks like somewhere in Germany. A greasy map of the world. A greasy map of the world. My World Tour is written next to it. A few places are marked. The USA around Utah, Arizona. Then over to Hawaii. Afterwards comes North Africa, possibly Egypt, then China, and then Europe. Looks like somewhere in Germany. It's locked. Perhaps I could even crack the safe, but at the moment... If Fuller had bought one of those trendy angular pens with 4 different colors in it, it might actually work. A cheap ballpoint pen. Ugh, complete with teeth marks. We got here the US, Hawaii, something illegible, and Europe. Fuller smeared half of it with his filthy paw. What the hell? A secret door hidden behind the photo backdrops. An old garden hose with more holes than a golf course. I can't do anything with that. A beer crate with 24 bottles. All empty. And the bottles aren't dusty either. Beer doesn't keep long around here. An ancient rusted bucket. With that water in the bucket, a water faucet. If Fuller had a garden, he wanted. But in Fuller's garden, you'd get pretty... An old clothes dummy. Oh, judging, I wouldn't accept it as a light shaft with a grill. The hinges on the basement grill are rusted. No idea if you... This place in the floor has definitely got something to do with Fuller's secret door. But right now I've got more important things to do than snoop around after Fuller. This place in the floor is...
What the hell are you doing here, boy?
Keep your hands off, Fuller! Because of you, my mother's in a coma.
What have I got to do with your mother? Out! Out of my basement! Go on, get out of here!
You should have told me that she called! It was obvious that something was wrong. I swear I'm gonna...
You threatening me? You? Threatening me?
If she doesn't wake up, I am gonna...
Out! Get out of here already! You're fired! Out! Out! Out!
You better pray she doesn't die. That's the only thing that'll save your fat ass.
Get out of here! If I ever catch you here again, you'll end up next to your mother.
You're gonna regret this,
You'll never do anything, you pussy! You haven't got the balls! You haven't got the guts! You got nothing!
I'll think of something. I'll get him back. That man's gonna pay, you just wait. But I still need the film with Angelina's pictures on it from one of his cameras. I could use his darkroom to develop the film and make the prints. If he's not gonna pay me, then that'll do as a partial payment. Now all I have to do is somehow get him out of the store. Man, I would love to smack the old bastard. I've only been here a few days. Exactly the same. A hydrant, just like any other one. I don't see anything special about it. If this place ever burns down, I'll be there. First of all, I need Angelina's photo prints. It'd be a joke turning up. Hey, Rosie. Hard at work?
What do you want?
Along with all the tourist stuff in the mail, you're the local travel agent too, aren't you? Have you got anything about a place called Willow Creek in England?
Course we do. Take a look back there on the flyers.
The other package for Fuller, there must be photo paper in it.
Could well be.
Well, can I have it?
Sure. No, please.
The collection note? Yes, I don't have one.
Then you'll have to ask your boss for it. Nothing goes out of here without a collection note. You got me?
Does Fuller often get packages delivered here?
Yeah, a few times a month.
Why doesn't he have the packages delivered to his store?
He does, but when he's not there, the mailman delivers them here and then Fuller picks them up for himself.
Do you know what was inside the package that I picked up a little while back?
How should I?
Huh. Couldn't you just go and look once more to see?
Nope, nothing there.
Hey, Rosie.
What do you want?
Is that a girlfriend of yours?
Yeah, one of my best ones.
Does she sit about in this store the whole day?
Excuse me? I wouldn't know what that would have to do with you.
I just mean, has she got a job or not?
She doesn't need one. Actually, her husband has plenty of dough. And even if he didn't, then she could easily earn good money working as a photo model.
As a photo model, huh? That could maybe help me out some.
Oh, really?
Nothing. It's okay. What can you tell me about Dr. Newhouse?
The Newhouses? Well, they came here a few years back. He was a big cheese in Boston. Miss Newhouse has brought a good bit of style to this little town. I know her. My girlfriend Betty is her best friend.
Really? She gossips as much too?
We don't gossip, okay? You really want to know all this stuff?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I would imagine that the enchanting Huh. The bimbo reads fashion. Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, it's you, the hoodlum from this morning.
Yeah, well, I was in a rush. An important job to do.
No reason to be impolite.
Of course not. I've noticed you're really into those fashion magazines. Are you a model?
Me? No.
You're joking. You must have at least thought about becoming a photo model.
Actually, I have been approached.
Oh, well, that goes without saying. You see, I work for a magazine from down south. Ladies in Chrome.
I've never heard of it.
It's the high society magazine in the South. The magazine for the top 10,000. I'm working on a piece about life and style in the far north.
Really? How exciting.
Maybe you have some recent photos. I'd love to show our readers what fine taste people up here in the north have. This is your stylish convertible, right?
It is! And I'd be happy to be at your disposal for your story. But I don't have any photos.
That shouldn't be any problem. There's an excellent photographer in town, isn't there?
Fuller? You can't be serious. That savage would never be able to light me properly.
Oh, so you don't know
What don't I know?
who Fuller really is? He's an internationally renowned star photographer from New Zealand. He's been living here incognito for a few years. He's working on his life's work. He's documenting normal folks' lives here in America. Of course, he's got to stay unrecognized to do that.
That's... No, I can't believe that.
I swear, in a few years, when he's finished his work, it'll be the photographic sensation of the decade.
I can't believe it. Show me some of his pictures, then we'll see.
Well, all right then. But don't run away.
No way.
My God, what a lame story. But vanity has always been the biggest weakness for those kind of folks. If I can show her a few reasonable photos, then perhaps she'll lure Fuller out of the shop for me. Now I wonder, there might be a mention of this Willow Creek place in these travel guides. Really? Willow Creek pops up in the index. Page 42, section Horror, Hauntings, and History. Let's see. There it is. Only a small box. Willow Creek on the trail of the killer. Willow Creek on the trail of a killer. Fans of the macabre will certainly get their money's worth in Willow Creek, for in this sleepy little English town is where you can wander in the footsteps of Samuel Gordon, the Worcestershire Ripper, the scion of one of England's oldest families. The Gordon's castle lies close to the town, but is unfortunately not open for guided tours. Murdered 5 people in 1981. Among these was Victor Valley, who was just 12 years old. The Willow Creek Museum awaits the horror-friendly visitor with a permanent display relating to the murders, as well as guided tours from April through to October. Charming little town. And from this horror resort is where my mom gets her monthly payments. Wonderful. I don't want to read that again. The Worcestershire, whatever, Shire Ripper. 5 dead. Guided tours through the pools of blood. Ugh. Not interested. 2 magazines. Well thumbed through. Look, I've got a few of Fuller's earlier works.
Really? Show me! Which pictures are by him?
Oh, that one there. Oh, and there too. Oh, and here's another one. Exactly. Yeah, that one here.
They're really wonderful.
It was all just for the money. In reality, he's an artist, you see. But the project here in Biddeford is his real passion. Living incognito amongst us common folks, working on his masterpiece. Can you imagine what an effort it must have been for such a cultivated and refined man like Fuller to play a primitive, stinking, sweaty asshole?
That's true art.
You should call him. He could photograph you in your car up on the cliff top.
Now?
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, I've got to hurry, my lady. I've got a deadline to meet in Dallas, you see.
Oh, of course. I'll call from my car phone and arrange a photo shoot.
Oh, excellent. But don't let him realize that you know his true identity. Who knows what that'd do to his artistic spirit.
I understand. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Shall we meet here again this evening?
Agreed.
Unbelievable. That's a postcard of Biddeford, but I first want to... And there he goes. Now I ought to have a few hours to get Angelina's film and develop some pictures in the darkroom. There's a notice hanging on the door. Locked. But I bet that Fuller hasn't checked the back door. That's just the tripod. Of course, Fuller took his camera with him to the photo shoot with that bimbo. I just hope he left the film here. If he did, it might be in the safe in his office. It might be that Fuller put the film of Angelina's picture. Alright, let's see. But I need to get a move on. Fuller's had a clock built into it, so there's a time limit. That was the 5th number, but nothing's happening. The combination must be wrong. From the beginning again. The first number... The safe is locked. Alright, let's see. But I need to get a move on. Fuller's had a clock built into it, so there's a time limit. Hey, that sounds good. Yes, there you go. Aha, a film cartridge. Those will be the photos of Angelina. Well, apart from that, there's just a few papers, a folder, and, whoa, a pistol. I'd better leave everything where it is. As soon as I've developed the pictures and made copies, I'll pay Angelina a visit in the hotel. I I could really do with a bit of a distraction. What have we got here? The US, Hawaii, something illegible, and Europe. Fuller's smeared half of it with his filthy paws. A greasy map of the USA around Utah, Arizona. Then over to Hawaii. Afterwards comes North Africa, possibly Egypt, then China, and then Europe. Looks like somewhere in Germany. A greasy map, the USA around Utah, Arizona. Then over to Hawaii. Afterwards comes North Africa, possibly. A battered paint can. Dr. Rainbow's finest. I don't think I can recall having seen one. The screen is fixed firmly to the wall. It's glued to a wooden pole at the bottom that's held to the wall with 2 clips. Fuller's secret doors behind it. I can't just rip up the screen. Fuller would notice, but the screen can be pushed up. The screen is fixed firmly to... That's got it. The clips are off and the screen's gone up. This place in the floor has definitely got something to do with Fuller's secret door. A heavy metal door. I have to ask myself just what Fuller's hiding. No chance. There's nothing moving here. This place in the floor has definitely got something to do with Fuller's. Photo developer. Looks like it's been there for a while, but... Ah, there's the photo developer. Alright, now I've got everything I need to develop the films. Let's go. I'll leave it here in case the power drops out again. Dear Rebecca, I really don't understand. Or... The undeveloped film with Angelina's pictures on it. I've got to develop it and then make prints from the nags. Then I can take the pictures to Angelina. First of all, light off. The film is in the developing drum. The developer's still missing. Good. Now the developer's oxidizing. It gives off electrons, which are then picked up by the silver ions in the light-sensitive layer of the film. The more light that falls on a location, the stronger the reaction, and so the place then turns darker. In short, the film is now being developed. Okay, I guess the film has to be developed now. So, that ought to do it. I'll pour out the developer. Now the fixer's gotta go in to stop the film from keeping on developing. Oh well, that's the end of the fixer. But what was left ought to have stopped the development process. I hope everything's worked. So far, so good. The film's developed. That's the first step. Now I have to make the prints. Let's see. I need photo paper and an enlarger. That's over there. Then I need developer. There's still enough in the bottle. So far, so good. Now I need to make the prints. The film has been put in. I could turn the lamp on now, but that's not going to do too much if there isn't any paper below the lens. Works. That's just the tripod. Fuller's old-fashioned. Hey, Rosie.
What do you want?
The
Could well be.
Well...
Sure. No, please. Then you'll have to act.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I would imagine that there's a few papers. How nice. How nice. Oh. That's the entrance to the police station. What would I want there? The front door's locked, but Fuller definitely won't have checked the back door since my little... There's a notice hanging on the door. Locked.
Well, come on. Come on in. Take a look around. Buy something.
Thanks.
Ah, a young man. You a soldier? Bit slow on the uptake. Have you served?
Sir. No, sir.
Ah, so you want to put me on, do you? Find something for yourself and then beat it.
Cupboard full of lots of different things. Books.
You want to buy something?
I'll have a look around first. There are 3 bottles on the shelf. I guess it's hard liquor.
Bourbon.
I don't want to get drunk. A pair of wire cutters for cut. I'd like to buy these wire cutters.
$2. What? You don't want to negotiate? You got too much dough, right? Now you got it coming out of your ears. Never worked a hard day in your life, and you got no idea on the value of $1, I bet.
$2 is $2. In your time, it might have been a meal out and a movie for 2. For me, it's half a burger.
Be happy that you can just buy a burger like that. There ain't many beef farmers left. All that imported stuff from the third world has screwed up the prices.
And pretty soon you won't be seeing a single lonesome cowboy herding steers across the prairie and singing those old trail songs around the campfire. Oh.
Yeah. Typical youth humor.
Yep, it's famous. I've seen this picture hundreds of times before. Shelves of useless...
If you're just gonna bitch, then get lost.
Looks like a slide projector.
Correct.
Perhaps Eddie picked it up somewhere. They look like... Hopefully they're just...
I hope not.
I prefer my Star Wars figures. Is Lucas ever... The junk shop owner. He appears to be blind. Maybe he's just putting it on. That would fit with the cliche.
Tell me, why haven't you served in the military? Over there in Iraq, they could use whoever they can get.
In Iraq? The war finished 2 years ago?
Well, you don't say. Read my lips. President Bush is gonna bring that Saddam to justice.
Sure. You know that Bush is no longer the president, right?
Well, he'll still bring him to justice. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Sure. Do you know Fuller?
That idiot next door? Sure I do. You can never choose your neighbors, can you?
You don't seem to like him.
That guy hasn't done one damn decent thing in his life. Lazy bastard just sits around in his store, has his mommy wipe his ass for him, and lets the place fall apart down around his ears. Heed my words. He represents everything that's wrong with this country.
You got that right. From World War II, everything's just been downhill, yeah? Pity we haven't got any decent wars still going on. They've even ditched the draft.
Go ahead. You just make fun of it all, boy. A good licking or a couple of tours in Vietnam, that wouldn't be such a...
What do you mean, such a?
Nothing. The guy's a pig. There's something not right about him. He's hiding something, I'm telling you.
And who are you? Is this your shop?
No! I just busted in here and you've surprised me, just as I was about to clear the place out.
Oh, how amusing. How long you been waiting to roll that one out?
Your generation lacks respect for its elders. I fought for you to live here. I spilt my blood for you.
And I'll pay your pension. So we're quits, Mr.
Edward D. Warren. Ed for short. Or Eddie to my friends.
Hello, Eddie. I'm Darren. Nice shop you got here.
In my time, it wasn't customary to speak to older folks using their first name.
But we're living in my time now, aren't we, Ed?
I think you should find whatever it is you're after, and then scram.
Just like I thought. Play the good citizen, but still chase after every dollar. Like the devil chases souls.
Come on, what then?
My mother's in the hospital.
And?
Do you think she'll be in good hands there?
Well, is she sick? She won't be in bad hands if she's in a hospital.
No, I meant, are the doctors here any good?
Well, how should I know? You think just 'cause I'm old I run off to the doctor and complain every day? I haven't been to see no quack in years. I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Yeah. People were made of better, stronger stuff in the past, right?
Yeah. Get to my age and then we'll talk about it.
So, what's life like?
You're not from around here?
No. I go to college in Boston.
Oh, so you're an intellectual then? Some sort of desk guy, an egghead who just talks clever all day?
No, I'm...
Then you're the artistic type. Some depressive junkie? You're fixing your problems with a self-help group, right?
No, I'm studying physics.
Well, we sure need that stuff. So what brings you here?
I'm visiting my mother over the semester vacation. She's been living here a few months now. Rebecca Michaels?
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Rebecca.
Oh, man. You know my mother by any chance?
Nope. I don't get out much.
You could say that, yeah. A quiet place to retire. An old radio. Are you a radio hobby?
Radio hobbyist? You mean one of those idiots who thinks it's neato mosquito when they have another idiot on the air who only lives 2 blocks away? I was a wireless operator with the Hells Devils. I was there in North Africa, and in Sicily, then in Normandy on Utah Beach. I was wounded on the Rhine. That was my eyes. And I got a Purple Heart for it all.
And so, are you still a radio guy or not?
I'm keeping the tradition alive. I talk to old buddies real regular. Can reach them anywhere. I'd say I'm kind of an expert. Keep my things in good working order. Always prepared.
Ah, okay. Good to know. I guess those are Eddie's badges.
You got that right, boy.
Unbelievable mess of old guns, and as long as it's old. I think that's Fuller's car. I'm not one of those people who knows. I don't know exactly how old. I really can't see it. I can only ask myself just who he... Fuller lives with his mother. I haven't met the old hag yet, but going from her son and that filthy mutt... I don't want to stop her from doing her job. Perhaps there are medical records or bills in there. I don't think anything in here. Dr. Newhouse?
Yes?
How is she?
No change. But she's a strong woman.
That's what everyone says.
Yes, I heard about that. What kind of accident was it?
A car crash. It was in England. We were driving on this tree-line. Dad didn't survive, and Mom's had to wear that support thing ever since.
Do you remember anything about the accident?
What? No. I was only a few years old. No memory of it. I've lived here in the States for as long as I can remember.
It's just that when I examined your mother, I thought her back and neck injuries seemed rather unusual for a collision-type accident. They looked more like injuries from a fall from a considerable height, causing her to have suffered compressed vertebrae.
And what do you mean by that?
Nothing at all. If your mother said she was in a car accident, then that must have been the case.
Or she's been lying.
Darren, I certainly didn't mean that.
Huh. Thank you, Doctor. Do you know Fuller?
From the photo store? Yes, a little. I've not had much to do with him. He doesn't get involved in the...
Yeah, right.
I know that your mother got you a job at Fuller's. I advised her against it, but she said you were interested in photography?
That's right. Only my job there doesn't have much to do with photography. So, a crazy good time guy like yourself.
Dear me, no. You got me wrong there. I could perhaps give you a few tips on which are the most interesting evening courses at the community center.
No thanks.
I thought you might. Hey, we do put on a disco for young folks every 2 weeks. I suspect you've rather grown out of all that, too.
I don't think I was ever that age. Discos, bars, parties. I was
Your mother mentioned that. You were rather more of a loner, yes?
I have no idea where she got that from.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't intend to.
So, to sum up then, in Biddeford, you're best off being over 50 or dead. Might just suit me.
What? Being over 50?
Yeah, exactly. What can you tell me about Mrs. Baiba? And you know...
Now, a person shouldn't speak ill of others. He was a big deal in the football team at high school. And Mrs. Baiba married him young.
Like how?
Now, she works hard in the diner, but I don't think it makes a great deal of money. And her husband, well, let's leave it at that.
Uh-huh. Well, that's it
If
for
you've
now.
got any more things you want to...
Monthly payments from England from someone called C. Instead of compensation from the insurance. And a back injury that was more likely caused by a fall than a car accident. What's going on here, Mom? Why did you lie to me? Please get better, Mom. I'd better leave the scales here. The monitor shows my mother's vital signs. My mom told me how she feared having to spend the rest of her life in a thing like this. Her back was seriously injured, and no, miraculously, I was left on. I was about 3 years old. When the Temple of Liberty has been established, will the people know how to decorate? Who are people scared of? Red, white, and blue. Oh, red, white, and... I really don't know if this place makes any money. There's usually a few people whenever I come in, but is that enough? Surely you can't get by on just that. A guy in a uniform. Seems to be a security guard. I don't want to speak to him. If I felt it. Mrs. Baiba? I no longer work for Fuller.
Good for you.
I don't know what's going on between you and Fuller. Mind if I ask you
If it's not gonna take too long.
Sorry, Mrs. Baiba? What can you tell me about
I
Bedford?
grew up here. I guess I always wanted to move away from here.
But, well, that never
Met
happened.
my husband. I was 17. That was a wonderful time.
Ah.
I couldn't have known then that he was so... That he... I have to get...
The specialty is, of course, lobster. I don't want to bother her while she's working. Kitschy. How nice. Oh, how nice. There's a notice hanging on the door. Locked. The little wooden box I found in my mother's bed. There are some kind of symbols on the lid. The little wooden box. There are some kind of Hey, Rosie. Hard at work, I see.
What do you want?
Hey,
Yeah, sure. I know pretty
So what's going on
He's
with-
single. Was never married before either, as far as I know. But hey, who could put up those never-ending war stories? Can you imagine that?
Is he really?
I never heard different. But I wouldn't put money on it either. He's a chiseler. Maybe he's got disability just so he...
The other package.
Could well be.
Well...
Sure. No, please.
The...
Then you'll have to ask your boss for it. Nothing goes out of here without a...
Couldn't you just go and look? So what have we got here? And of course, the...
Nope, nothing there.
The lovely Rosie hasn't noticed, and I'm now... I better not fill out this collection note right under Rosie. I better not fill out this collection. Good. I filled it out. Hey, Rosie.
What do you want?
I wanted to pick up Fuller's
No,
package.
please. I can't accept that.
Why not?
It's not signed.
Fuller has to sign them.
Stupid. The mailman, of course. Fuller should ask him tomorrow morning. He probably just forgot when he was posting the note through Fuller's door.
It's not possible for me to wait till tomorrow. I wanted to pick up Fuller's
No,
package.
please. I can't accept that.
Why not?
It's not signed.
Fuller has to sign the note?
Stupid. The mailman, of course. Fuller...
It's not possible for me to... Thanks.
Yeah.
Mrs. Biber?
I'll be right there.
Has the mailman been here?
Yep. Puck was here taking his lunch break, but that's already some while back.
Where could he be now? I really need to speak to him.
I'm guessing he's probably in the health center.
Hi.
Hello.
Have you seen the mailman by any chance?
Yes, he was here earlier. He brought your mother some get well cards.
Ah, okay. Thanks. See ya.
Goodbye, Mr. Michael.
The news of my mother's accident seems to have spread. So many greetings and get well wishes. I think she's very active in the community. She's probably got a lot of new friends here. Lots of different people have sent my mother cards. This one's signed P. Puck. Wait a minute. That's the mailman. The mailman signed it. So now I've got a sample. Better not now. Better not now. A card for my mother from... Better not now. Okay, good. I've got the original. I guess the signature is kinda half decent. Hey, Rosie.
What do you want?
I wanted to pick up Fuller's package.
So how did you manage to scare up the old fart?
Yeah,
You were lucky. Here, Fuller's photo paper.
Much obliged. An A4 size package. Fairly heavy. Ah, nice. The sheet is lying in the frame. The distance of the lens from the paper seems fine for the picture to be projected properly. Then let's have a go. The longer I leave the lamp on, the more contrast the picture. Okay, I think that's enough time. The sheet's been exposed. No idea if the exposure time's good or not. The exposed picture has to be developed first. That's not going to do a damn thing putting an exposed piece of paper into an image. That's enough. Now there's just the development. I reckon the dilution is okay. Ah, here we go. I have to take the sheet out as soon as it has the correct brightness. Too early, it stays too light. Too late, it'll get too dark. The photo's exposed and developed. Now all I have... The photo has to go into the distilled water as quickly as... That would be the stop bath. Huh. The picture's got too much contrast, but the brightness is good. I shouldn't expose the paper for so long. The sheet is lying in the frame. Okay, I think that's enough time. Here we go. I have to take the sheet out as soon as it has the correct brightness. Too early, it stays too light. Too late, it'll get too dark. picture's got too much contrast, but the brightness is good. I shouldn't expose the paper for so long next time. The sheet is lying in the frame. Okay, I think that's enough time. Here we go. I have to take the sheet out as soon as it has the correct brightness. Too early, it stays too light. Too late, it'll get too dark. Huh. The contrast is good, but the picture's too light. I could turn the light. The sheet is lying in. Okay, I think that's enough time. Here we go. I have to take the sheet out as soon as it has the correct bright. Contrast is good, but the picture. The sheet is lying in. Okay, I think that's enough time. Contrast is good and the brightness is right too. But the picture itself... Well, at least the exposure and development... The picture's developed well, but the focus isn't all that sharp, and the framing's garbage. There's not all that much you can do in the development process when the guy who took the shot was a dork. First of all, I need Angelina's photo prints. I'd be a joke turning up without them.